78 Sports TV here with WBA welterweight champion of the world, Keith "One-Time" Thurman. What's up, Keith?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. How's it feel, man? What was your reaction to hearing the news that you were elevated to world champion?
I said how I'm belt hungry before. We definitely want to be champion. We're glad that we are the champion. And, we're just looking forward to defending the title. We didn't expect to get the title in this fashion. We were hoping to face a champion and earn it the old school way. But this is a game, this is a sport, and sometimes this is how the chips fall, man. So I'm going to feel a lot better after the 7th, and I at least defend the title, and I'll feel like I have more reason to hold that belt up high. But besides that, man, I look forward to the title that I have, the ranking that I have, continuously moving up in the welterweight division. I hold the WBA belt. There's several other belts out there in the welterweight division, and I'm going to look forward to collecting them all, man.
Absolutely. So you got Robert the Ghost Guerrero. Like I said, you're finally able to get him into the ring coming up on the 7th. How's training camp been going so far? Any problems in training? Are you injury-free going into this fight?
We're definitely injury-free. We feel good. We've been training hard. The basics, the typical, nothing really outside of the norm. When it comes to my team, I've been doing this for 19 years. This isn't anything new, man. We know what to do. We know how to get in shape and to bring that A game come fight night. We're going to be prepared.
Okay. Also, in other boxing news, you got in the welterweight division, you have Amir Khan out there without an opponent. He hasn't chosen to fight anyone, but he's pretty much begging for a Mayweather-Pacquiao fight. You got Mayweather-Pacquiao, who can't seem to sit down and get this thing worked out. Sean Porter, your old friend, will be taking on Roberto Garcia. How do you see that fight going?
I don't know too much about Sean Porter's opponent. I know that he's tough from what I have heard about him. He's experienced, and from what I've heard from my sources, it should be an entertaining fight. It should be a real good fight.
Okay. What do you think of Mayweather-Pacquiao? Can you give the fight fans a quick little breakdown on how you see that fight going? If the fight is made, who do you think will be the winner and why?
You have to respect Mayweather not being undefeated, and nobody breaking the Da Vinci Code yet, or whatever he likes to call it nowadays. At the end of the day, he's a very smart athlete. He picks his shots. He knows what the judges are looking for, and he normally outpoints and outscores his opponent. So I expect Mayweather to stick to that game plan. Move his feet. Keep his hands up. Counter shot, pot shot. Jab up top, jab to the stomach, and pop that right hand, right hooks. A few check hooks all night. That's what I expect. Simple, world-class boxing from Mayweather. Pacquiao, though, it all depends on his hunger. We've seen a few different forms of Pacquiao. He's coming off with several wins. I think he has some of his confidence back. And, he throws a lot of punches. He's going to need to throw a lot of punches. I think Pacquiao, if Mayweather does face him, would be one of the toughest opponents and best opponents that he's had in a long time. One of the best fights Mayweather had lately was versus Canelo Alvarez, but style-wise, Canelo was a little too slow and a little too inexperienced. Manny Pacquiao has speed and power. He doesn't have a height and reach advantage like Amir Khan would, but he does have speed, so it's going to be a lot different than watching Marcos Maidana, even though Marcos Maidana did throw a lot of punches in the first fight. Marcos Maidana is not as smart as a fighter as Manny Pacquiao, in my opinion. I think Manny will have, if Floyd puts on the ropes, I think Manny will land more punches than Maidana did. So it's definitely an interesting matchup. I wonder how Manny's going to respond to the counter shots. Is he going to be timid? Is he, or is he going to walk right through them? It's a great matchup, man. There's a reason why the fans have wanted it for so long, even though Manny Pacquiao's, the buzz isn't as strong as it once was on his own personal name. It still is a fight for this generation to see. I want to see it myself, and I know you do too.
Absolutely. Another question before I let you go, Keith. I know you're busy. Al Haymon making major moves in the sport of boxing right now. Television deals. Your fight's going to be on regular TV. That's great for boxing, I think. But Al Haymon has taken a lot of criticism from fight fans for allegedly getting in the way of big fights being made, and supposedly having his fighters under like slave contracts and this sort of thing. How do you, can you tell the fight fans, how has your experience been with Al Haymon? How do you feel about Al Haymon? Have you gotten the things that you wanted from Al Haymon?
I've gotten everything that I wanted from Al Haymon and more, What he's putting together is a dream come true. Do I think maybe we could have fought Robert Guerrero earlier? Maybe we could have. But if we did it earlier, it wouldn't have been on this stage, and I would have fought him for less money, and he probably would have fought me for less money. So, I don't think Al's in the way of anything, and his contract definitely is not a slave contract. I personally chose my decisions, and I have the right to choose my decisions when it comes to offers that come my way. Even at the end of the day, when I work with Al, there's nowhere in a fighter's contract where the fighter does not have the right to accept or decline a fight, at least not from the contracts that I've ever signed. So he's really just a brilliant man. A lot of people don't know him, never met him, underestimate him. And, we should have this conversation a year from now when boxing is back mainstream, blowing up better than ever. Hopefully by then people see that he's a visionary.
Right.
He's simply a visionary, and he's doing what's right for the sport of boxing. He's bringing it back old school.
Okay. Also, I saw that Mike McCallum, legendary fighter, one of my favorite fighters of all time, had some high praise for you. He said that you reminded him of his era of fighters. How do you feel about that statement?
That's all I ever wanted to be, man. I didn't get into boxing by watching boxing, but after spending time in the sport, you go back and you do your research. And I didn't do my research with the fighters of my generation at that time that were at the top, which at that time for me, one of the best fighters pound for pound was Roy Jones Jr. I didn't see Roy Jones till later on in my amateur career. But early on, I was watching Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns, Aaron the Hawk Pryor, and I could just see the pride that all these fighters had back then. That they're what I call pride fighters, prize fighters. prize fighters is what we have today in the world of boxing, where people say, "Oh, nah, why fight that guy?" Because he's a fighter and he wants to fight you. That's why you should fight him.
Right.
But they say, "Nah, we'll make another decision. We'll go over here. We'll do this other business deal. I'll make more money over here." And, you know, they don't pay enough to fight that guy, whatever, you know. So it's just a great compliment, man. I'm glad that certain people see that I'm what we call 120% heart. You know, you can never destroy my heart. I've said it 1,000 times. I'll say it 1,001. I got an O, and I'm not afraid to let it go. If you can beat me, then beat me. You know what I'm saying? When I was acting up, my mama used to beat me. When I was acting up, my daddy used to beat me.
Right.
So why can't you beat?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
So, you know, I'm afraid to lose, man. We're all beautiful people, man. This is a beautiful planet. You know, God has a beautiful form of creation, man. You win some, you lose some. But only I know the day that I lose, I'm going to lose against a man who is simply a better man, and he'll deserve to have his hand raised. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's, I have no fear, because I know, and I've known this for a long time, I am one of the best fighters in the world. It's up to me, my hard work, and my dedication to see how far I can go and see if I truly am just one of the best fighters in the world, or possibly the best fighter in the world. And only time can tell.
Indeed, brother. I want to thank you for your time, Keith. One-time Thurman, WBA welterweight champion of the world. Thanks a lot for your time, Keith.
Thank you. Take care. God bless.
Peace, bro.